guys, Dorota International nail artist and educator here, and I have prepared another beautiful design for you. Have a preview of it in here. This is what we are gonna be playing with tonight, and I do hope you will really enjoy it. So let's start. Amazing ombre and sunflowers. So we are gonna use 183, which is a black. And I decided to do it, those ombre on every nail, so we are just gonna paint them. And I have done already two, just to don't keep you bored, because the technique is exactly the same. And it does work for a short nails. You have seen me using it for my clients, even on top of the natural nails. So I'm just applying black. And usually if I would do it on a client, like I would try to apply it the black as neat as possible around the cuticle area. Just so I don't have to go as close with the sponge, especially if someone has a really deep nail faults like mine, for example. Then we are gonna go for a yellow, and then the other two colors I would just slap them in like this. Like I wouldn't even bother to go close to the cuticle because the sponge will do the job. Okay, I've got my sponge in here, and when you're using the sponges, always make sure you've got the cut which is fresh, like you don't want the slidey part of the sponge. Now you want to also cut the sponge to the size of the nail. Here I'm gonna struggle because it is smaller, so I have to do it only with the bottom, and then I have to do it only with the top. Otherwise, like you make it pretty messy. And as you can see it, the sponge does absorb the gel polish, and this is normal. So you want to get rid of those absorption by applying clear acrylic powder, and that's what we are going to do with those nails. So let me just blend those one. So here the things are much easier because the sponge is better size. And when I'm blending, I'm going up and down, and I'm going on the sides as well. Okay. And then this one. So on a client, like I might even not touch, sometimes black, if it's really nice and clean, like you might just leave it the way it is. Okay, get some acrylic powder and clear. And some of you asked me a questions like, can you do it base gel, then apply the powder? I would say it's a waste of the time. Like basically what, like, oh no, I touched this. It is a bit of waste of the time because your nails are usually buffed. Like even if you're doing like a natural nails, if it will be, no, actually this has a sense maybe. If you're doing a gel polish over the natural nails, yes, you would do a base gel, but then I apply the top coat and I buff it. I wouldn't apply acrylic over the base gel, but you could try it. In a set of the extensions or a fiber gel, you're already buffing the nails, so they are matte, like they are matte on the surface. Okay, let's do this one. So again, I'm just touching it up. The yellow one and the brown. And I had dilemma because first of all I wanted to do it black and yellow, but then I thought like actually black and yellow might not blend as nice. So I added this brown in the middle, and I love how this brown is blending with the yellow. Okay, I'm applying it quite low and then going to the top part. So this time I'm touching up the entire black. And the longer you play, like with every kind of design, like the nicer results you get. I mean, sometimes we can see it is really good already. Sometimes I speed up the things on the tutorials, like because it's, I would say, pretty simple, and I'm not too fussy about the results on the actual tips. It's just to show you the technique, but definitely like the longer we spend on any kind of design, the more pretty it is. And I think I will actually not rush this one, so I can show you sometimes a slightly better quality work, not just those quick ones. Okay, so keep blending. And then on the top, another question I get a lot asked with this technique is like the air bubbles. So I'm kind of getting rid of that. By the way I touch the sponge, I try to don't introduce too much air so I can get a nice blending. Cook it, and then the thumb, and just the same. And I love how pigmented this actually all those gel polishes are really pigmented. So this is another thing, like if your gel polishes aren't that pigmented, it might not work maybe as well, because it is quite difficult to actually do the ombre with the gel polishes. So the more pigments, like the more color they are, the better results it will give you. Look at those yellow and a brown blend. It's just perfect. Okay, now let's do the top part. And the black is a very difficult one, so I'm just spending an extra time making sure the things are pretty nice and neat. Okay, that's plenty. Let's cook it. And then we can move on into the next part of the design. And I do sprinkle with acrylic one time. I think it also gives me a better results because the acrylic gives you just a bit rough surface. And I really don't want overly too much of this rough surface. So this is my pinky. That's the middle or a thumb. Yeah, they all ready. There we are. That's this way. So we want to grab some watercolor brush, and guys, this brush is just a shape of your sunflower's petals, which is amazing. And I'm just grabbing those yellow because we need it, and maybe I will just add a drop of those paint gel, because paint gels, you can see it, they are even more pigmented than actual gel polish. Okay. Yes, thicker consistency. So like sometimes when we...
It's easier to make it.
Easier, yes, because sometimes when we're painting with gel polishes, the things can move a little bit. So yeah, I quite like it. Now, in addition to that, what else we could do it is add either a drop of the red into our yellow to create orange, or I'm just gonna grab straight away some orange. I know it's a very bright one, but we can really make it a nice kind of sunflower color. Okay, and then in addition to that, I need the brown because I don't want the middle of the sunflowers too dark. So many colors. And let's start decorating the thumbnail. Okay, so usually this side is more visible, and what I'm gonna do it is, first of all, I'm just gonna do a couple of those brown dots, just like that, just so I know where the middle is. Okay, watercolor brush, and then pick up my orange and yellow. So I want to work with the darker one. And look what is happening, like if you take your brush and do press gentle and then harder, you can create a really beautiful petals. Then leave an empty space and paint another one. Empty space and another one. You can even, what else you could do it is just kind of indicate where you want your petals by the dots, okay? So I have been painting those sunflowers on the clients because they are really popular this time of the year. So pretty easy, I would say. And I figured it out, like this is the easiest way for me to do them. Okay, so this is a first layer. Things don't look nice, but let's cook it. And same and here, so now maybe keep this one plain and this one plain, and we will do sunflowers here. Okay, so, or maybe not, I will do it something there as well. So I want one in here. So again, those dots, and straight away into my oranges and yellows. And I do not color it fully. You can see it, I've got some empty spaces. Let me also show you maybe how I would do it on the client. So without of twisting the hand this much. And if it's needed, I was doing this way. So thin and then hard press. Okay, let's cook this one. Try to don't have too much product. Like I'm kind of feeling I have starting getting too much product, and then I cannot press it this strong. Perfect. I'm just gonna top coat this ones. Actually, I'm gonna top coat all of them. Where is the top coat? Here. And look what is happening. So the top coat is gonna smooth out any imperfection, and it's also making our ombre darker. Just by applying the top coat. Because the acrylic gives this kind of matte effect, so you can sometimes see the things much lighter. Okay, I can start removing my sunflowers. And what you want to do it now is you want to top coat it. Okay. As you can see by the length of this video and the thumbnail, probably this isn't the end of the results. And give it a flash cure. So because I have choose the High Shine No Wipe Top Gel, which has no inhibition layer, I don't want to fully cure it yet. We will fully cure it at the end, like kind of almost cumulative cure. So this is only a flash cure I'm doing now, because I want the next layer to stick in really well without of chipping. Okay, we've got it. This one is ready for a round 2, and I can fully top coat this one. Check how the light reflects on the things. And remove those ones. Okay, the thumbnail. So I'm just gonna clean my brush because my mixture is gonna be slightly different now. I want to work mainly with this light color, so I'm not using the orange anymore. You can even add a drop of the white. Okay, so you've got kind of mixture of yellow and white. And then you want to paint the petals in between. And this time I am more precise with them, because that's the petals which are gonna be visible more. Like they are on the top and they need to be prettier. Because we have added those top coat as well, you can really feel like they are ones which are underneath and the ones which are on the top. I would still call this design very salon friendly. You know, there is not as much detail going on in here. I'm happy with this layer, so I can give it a cure. And then we will concentrate on doing the middle part. And look how ugly this one is. Like, you know, it doesn't look pretty. But now we are just adding those extra petals. And you could see me, I did drag in the middle to create kind of shape on the petal. Again, I'm starting having too much product on my brush, so I cannot press it this hard as I wish. And this is surprising, actually. Like, sometimes we feel we have no enough product, but believe me, guys, you can paint like with no product on your brush almost, like, which is like basically invisible. I just had to add one more petal there. Let's cook it. Pinky is ready. And then here. And painting over black with the light colors can be always really difficult. But I actually love it how we've got those little veins going on in there. Clean my brush, I had some fluff in there. Yay! Okay, let's cook it. And then start taking them out. Okay, so on this one, I'm just gonna grab the D-liner brush. And then we are gonna add some detail inside the sunflower. Let me take a black. Okay, so I want these parts to be darker. And as I go outside, I start doing kind of wee dots, just so the surface isn't this clean. Go into the brown. And dots. And then you can even pick up a tiny bit of the white and highlight some places. I didn't cure the product yet. They usually kind of smudge nice. Yellow. And then let's cook it. Grab the other chips. This one is done. This one is done. Don't want to touch the product. There we are. Sorry, Patrick. This one looks already quite good, so I'm just gonna darken a little bit the middle with those dots. Clean my brush and then go into white, yellow and orange, just so I've got something lighter there. And do lots of tiny wee dots. That is even too light in some places. And then go back to the darker one. It almost doesn't have a sense, but it does have a sense. Like I find it like it's better if I do it lighter and I do it darker. Like I tend to get a better middle. We could just paint it black, and that would be pretty good as well. I just like those extra detail going on in there. Like kind of sunflower seeds, you know. You could keep going for ages. Okay, now we can just apply the top coat over it for the ones which we are happy. So top coat. And I really like it that we've got like different shades of the petals. They are so much nicer that way. We could also do it the more 3D and add another row of the petals just over it, and without of top coat. That will look fantastic too. Like even more detail. And just in the middle one, I'm gonna add a tiny wee sunflower here as well, just quickly. So half of it. Because I feel like it feels too empty. And that was a very good choice. Start putting them in there so you can see the full set. So we've got the pinky. It looks quite nice, just like this as well, like, you know, just the ombre. Then let's concentrate on this one. So I'm gonna top coat it again. And guys, like when you're doing layered nail art, like I always do the actual nails a little bit thinner, okay? Just so we don't add those extra bulk. Okay, and that's it ready. So I'm just picking up the yellow one, a bit more of it. Clean my brush, so I'm rolling it because it's kind of drink too much paint, and it didn't allow me to do a nice point in here. And just get those point. Just because I have done an extra layer, I'm gonna add a couple more petals here. It's also show you the difference, like the more time you spend on something, the prettier it is gonna look. Cook it. And then I can show you, oh, this one is kind of screaming, I should do the same. And then I can show you the full set. Top coated. Yes, the ring finger is just want to be the same now. Oh no, half a sunflower. I need to do it. I really need to do it. So if you have top coated the design, you just have to give it a couple scratches to it. So the next layer is gonna stick to it. And I'm just gonna paint it as fast as possible. freeze it. That's it, ready. Pick up the lighter color. Just in some places. Yay! Freeze it. This one is ready. And that was a very good choice of half sunflower. Top coat this one. They will look awesome on the hand. And then let's cook it. Okay, that's it ready. I love when my mixing palette looks like this. And then I can show you all of them together. Very autumny set. And I hope you have guys really enjoyed it. Like, yeah, so autumn ones. I love this color combination. Sending you huge glittery hugs and see you in the next video. Bye!